What's going on, guys? Tony Ivanov here with another video lesson, and today I'm going to talk about the one trade I placed on NETE, which made me around $270 in around 5 minutes. I didn't play this in pre-market, unfortunately. I wasn't up early enough, and I didn't have this news in my head, so I didn't trade it anywhere down here. I did call the breakout right here over this the $12-ish area in my chat room in pre-market, but I didn't take a position, unfortunately. I don't know why I didn't. I just didn't want to have to deal with the pre-market fees, which, you know, in hindsight the fees shouldn't have mattered because I could have almost doubled my money on this, but it seemed like it was very overextended already. I didn't realize the fact that it had such a small float, and it looked a lot like LFIN, which ran to 100. This had the same type of blockchain based news that I've been talking about over and over and over again. They announced the launch of a blockchain business. They didn't acquire anything. They just said, okay, we're gonna start doing blockchain, and their stock more than doubled because of that. So this is a clear sign of a bubble. I'm not saying that the cryptocurrency market in general is a bubble, but the effect it's having right now on the stock market is definitely a bubble, and the SEC is taking notice. Let's just look at LFIN real fast and see how that's doing. It's still holding the 70s somehow. I really don't understand how it's still trading at these levels. It started out down in the 6s and 8s, and on Friday it just started to explode, and it reached a high of $142. So all because they had blockchain based news. Let's look at LFIN's news. Actually, they bought a blockchain company. That's all they have to do. All that has to happen right now is that the company becomes associated with blockchain, with cryptocurrencies, with Bitcoin, any of that, and the stock will likely see a huge drive in momentum into it. So taking note into this, I'm definitely going to make sure that I set my alarm early enough and wake up during pre-market, because if there's any type of blockchain news on a stock that has a low float, like this stock right here has a 1.21 million share float, they had blockchain based news, immediately it spikes up huge, and it just keeps on going on very low volume. So I'm going to be watching tomorrow morning pre-market, and I'm going to be looking to see if there's any blockchain based news. If there is, I'll likely buy some of that stock and try to hold it as long as I can, because what we also start to see with this is multi-day runs. You can see this stock in after hours, it's squeezing up pretty high. It's in the 22s. It's reaching the high of day at 25-ish. Sorry about my trend lines. I was just drawing some scaffolding. I always recommend that look at stopping out right there on that gradual trend line. I always recommend while you're trading, you have to be drawing your trend lines all the time, because that's the only really true way that you can watch the price action and not just be blinded by all the large fluctuations of the price. The price has to move around, but it has to hold a general trend. You can see here all day it was holding a general trend of higher lows and lower highs, making a classic wedge pattern. It's actually a flag because we had a huge spike first, and then it's making a wedge. So we could see this breakout even further tomorrow. I know that goes against what I usually say when the stock is so overextended, don't trade it, but this is a special case where we're in just a crypto bubble, where if there's anything that's has blockchain news, Bitcoin news, anything like that, it's going to keep going pretty high. So just keep that in mind. So the area that I traded it was right out the gates. I really wish I got the morning dip down to 16s, but I wasn't confident enough, to buy that just because it was up so much. But the point that I bought, sorry, working on some projects for the upcoming live stream. The point that I bought was the breakout over pre-market highs, like I've been buying over and over again. So the breakout over pre-market highs, let me go to the 1 minute. The breakout over pre-market highs was in the 21 area. I got executed at 21.20, and I got in right before this halt. So once I saw that halt, I expected it to go a lot higher than this, to be honest, and so is everyone else on StockTwits. I recommend that you get on StockTwits. Make sure you follow me on StockTwits as well. I have all my social media down below. Make sure you follow me on StockTwits. But whenever you're playing any sort of move, especially morning spikes, look on StockTwits and see what everyone else is saying. When I looked at StockTwits, everyone was saying how this was the next LFIN, and you know, after the halt, it's going to the moon. And I know this seems like backwards thinking, but when everyone, especially on social media, is touting how this is the next blah blah blah, it's gonna go to hundreds, it usually doesn't. It usually gets stuffed pretty hard. So I took that into notice right away, and we had this huge crack right after the halt, all the way down to the 17s. Now that reached past my risk, I'll be honest. I did not plan on risking 15%, but just with my experience trading these types of halts, I knew that how it was playing out, that it was going to have a quick bounce and then just have a slow fade. It's not any sort of pattern that happens. It's kind of luck, it's kind of chance, but I've seen that happen on a bunch of these stocks that have a gap down after their halt. They catch support, and the main thing too to watch is that we made a slightly higher low off of the morning dip. So the fact that we held that dip obviously made it bounce stronger, but just keep that in mind. I didn't really use my risk properly in this trade, but that's mainly because I knew not to sell down here, because there was going to be a large influx of dip buyers who are trying to have that next leg up into the next halt, who are going to buy down here and try to go into a higher move. So I sold into this spike in right at 24. I set a limit order on 24 and it got hit perfectly. So I made around $270. Let me get my profit screenshot actually, just to show you guys. Here it is. I used 100 shares, nothing big, made just over like 10% on that trade. Very, very, very solid trade on my small account. I'm nearing $10,000 now on my small account, and every single day I'm only trading with $1,000 to $2,000 per trade. So it's perfect. Watching me, it's perfect having a small account. If you're trying to grow your small account, you want to learn from someone who's growing it like how you're going to be growing it. You don't want to learn from someone who's using 20,000, 50,000 buying power and trading 5-10 times a day. You can't do that when you have a small account, so it's no use whatsoever. If you're growing a small account, learn from someone else who is also doing it and is doing it right. So with that being said, I am offering holiday plans on the mentorship program. Right now you can get in lifetime access to my course, $123 per month for 3 months. That gives you lifetime access into the course. You can ask me any questions whatsoever. You're gonna have lifetime access into my chat room, and you're gonna have 1-year access into my live stream webinars that I'm gonna be doing every single day from pre-market around 2 hours until I stop trading. And that's gonna start at the end of this year, at the start of the new year. Once I have that live stream trading, the price of the course is going to go up, mainly because it's going to have that live stream trading in it, so it's going to be a higher value. If you buy the course right now, you will still get access into that, so just keep that in mind. But just this crypto bubble has been crazy. Let's see what else ran. Let me bring up my equity feed scanner real fast. I know this afternoon was pretty wild. I actually did a small buy on FTFT, which I don't think is crypto related. I think it is actually. Excuse me. FTFT. They had news yesterday. I know that. Oh no, they had earnings or something like that. I did a dip buy on FTFT where I added around that $60 onto the day. Don't have a picture of it right now because I forgot to take a picture, but I used about $1,000 worth. I think $900 worth actually, and I dip bought down here in this area right here, and I sold it into this spike into the 520s. Was a very nice 10% move. So I just did that, and the main reason why I did that is because I want to start practicing my afternoon dip buys, because especially in this market right now, we're seeing them go very, very, very far, and they usually break the high of day. I didn't have a dip buy down here, unfortunately, because I wasn't next to my screens, so I didn't see it, but I did see it up in here, and I took the dip buy. And the reason why I did a dip buy off of that level is because it was previous high of day. Previous resistance becomes support. I teach all about that in my course. All these trend lines, how to draw them, and so forth are all in my course. So if you want to check it out, highly recommend you do so. But that's really it. So just recap. Right now, the crypto bubble is still going strong. NETE looks promising for tomorrow. May have a big squeeze. So just watch this one tomorrow, and just watch any stock that is Bitcoin related, and watch for news in the pre-market. We might not see that much follow through because right now the Bitcoin isn't looking too strong. The Bitcoin Cash it kind of messed things up, how it was released on Coinbase, and Bitcoin is not doing so strong anymore. It's down in right around 17,000. Let me have the 1 hour chart because it's kind of hard to read. So you can see Bitcoin is taking a pretty hefty fall. Actually made its first double top right here, which does not look good at all because it's never made a double top before in its history. So people are pretty scared about that. People were moving their money into Bitcoin Cash, but you can see that's also now taking a fall. And Litecoin, Ethereum, they're hanging in there kind of, but they have a lot less liquidity. So mainly right now people are trading the altcoins on Binance. If you want to learn how to trade crypto, watch yesterday's video lesson. I go over step by step how to make your accounts on Coinbase, GDAX, and Binance, where you can trade your altcoins. So check that out. So yeah, just I'm gonna wake up tomorrow with the same routine every single day, where I wake up, I look at my scans, and I look for what's hot, what has news, and what has technical breakouts, and that's what I trade every single day. So you just have to find one pattern, one strategy that will make you a consistently profitable day trader. Trade that like a business, trade it every single day, and you will become a profitable trader. So with that, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.